Hello guys, welcome to my channel English for Professionals by Sunet Tushara. Today I am going to tell you how to use properly the will and would. Now this has been quite troublesome for the professionals because in the first class people think okay, will is also future and would is also future. But in this presentation I am going to tell you how to use will and would properly. Now, first we will see what are the meanings of these words will. Usually, will denotes the simple future tense. Now, as an example, if I say I will fly to Australia next week, this is the simple future tense. So that denotes that you are going to do something in the future. That's it. Yeah, I will fly to Australia next week. So you are flying to Australia, but not now, in some future date. Then there is another meaning. Will is used to express something that you believe to be true. I hope she will be there before late. I hope she will be there before late. Now, in this instance, you are believing that she will be there before late. That is why you say, but she has not yet come. You have not yet come. So that is why you are telling, I hope she will be there before late. So she is coming, but not now, somewhere in the future. And you are expressing your belief of her arrival using the word will. Then the third one is to express some idea that has a big possibility to happen. To express some idea that has a big possibility to happen. Karen will meet me tomorrow. Karen will meet me tomorrow. Okay, now there is a possibility. Karen will either come or not. I don't know. But there is a possibility, and the possibility is very high. You are telling with some certainty. Karen will meet me tomorrow. There are some other words that you can say without much of a confidence. Okay. Now, no, I'm not going to explain here, but you can say Karen may meet me tomorrow. May. Here you are using will, and will has a great certainty. Okay. Then we look into would. Would is used to express some imaginary situation. What is this imaginary situation? Imaginary situation in the sense, usually in advanced English we call it hypothetical situation. That is, you are imagining something and that situation is not real. You are imagining something. Now in the word with will, of course, it is not a hypothetical situation. With will, it is of course something that will happen. But with would, mostly it is some hypothetical situation. Now you will understand it with these sentences. It would be expensive if we took the taxi. It would be expensive if we took the taxi. So it's going to be expensive only if we are going to take the taxi. That has not yet happened. We have not yet taken the taxi. Understand? Now we have not yet taken the taxi, but if we are going to take the taxi, it would be expensive. So you assume some hypothetical situation and then you tell something related to that. If we take the taxi, it's going to be expensive. Now please remember that when we use the word would with this conditional sense, we have to use the past tense. Okay, that means that you are talking something that happened in the past. Just think that you went to some hotel. Okay, and from hotel to you are going to some recreational site or something. Then you went there by bus. Then somebody asks you, so why didn't you take the taxi? Some stranger or a friend you met there in that recreation site, they ask, why didn't you take the taxi? So you are telling it would be expensive if we took the taxi. You didn't take the taxi, you came by the bus, but you are telling that person, if we took the taxi, it would be expensive. But I had some little money, so I came by the bus. Okay, then the second sentence, if I could pass the exam, I would be a doctor by now. Now, is he a doctor? No, he's not a doctor. But he is telling about some hypothetical situation. If I could pass the exam, so he sat for the exam, but he didn't pass. Therefore, he's not a doctor. But he is telling, if I could pass the exam, I would be a doctor by now. Right? So you understand the difference. Again, this is something about the past. Okay, if I could pass pass the exam, I would be. Okay, and then sometimes we use this word would for the self politeness. Would you like a cup of tea? Huh? Would you like some cake? That is about politeness. You don't usually ask, will you like a cup of tea? No, you can ask, but that is not very proper. That's one thing. Now please remember that English is uh, very much vast. Okay, there are so many dialects, there are so many speaking methods. Some people now if you compare your English in one country with another, it's not going to be same. So you can't say always, if I say, will you like a cup of tea, you can't say it's wrong, but usually it's not proper. Usually we ask, would you like a cup of tea? Would you like a cup of tea? That is for the sake of politeness. And then when we are telling our preferences politely, you ask her, would you like a cup of tea? She answers, I would rather drink some coffee. So her preference is about coffee, not about tea. You can't say, now when somebody asks, would you like a cup of tea? No, coffee. No, you can't say that. That is very rude. Okay, so we say politely, I would rather drink some coffee. That means if I am given a cup of tea, I will drink that also, but my preference is on coffee, to say our preferences politely. Then I'm going to discuss what are the differences between will and would. Will and would differences. The biggest difference between will and would is, will is simple future, would is conditional. Will is simple future, would is conditional. What is conditional? Conditional means usually a situation, if something happens, then the other thing happens. That is conditional. For the word will, it is just simple future. So we'll go into them. Now, here I'm going to give you an example how interchanging will and would is going to change the meaning of a sentence. Now, say this is in a company meeting, in a brainstorm session or something. One member raises his hand and says, I hope this proposal will be beneficial to the company at this juncture. I hope this proposal will be beneficial to the company at this juncture. Here, he is having a strong belief. He is giving his own proposal maybe. Okay. With the word will, he is giving a strong belief. I hope this proposal will be beneficial to the company at this juncture. So that is some strong belief. Then the second one, I hope this proposal would be beneficial to the company at this juncture. That's a general statement. Maybe he was sleeping. Okay, he was sleeping. He heard his boss saying something, so he said, I hope this proposal would be beneficial to the company at this juncture. That's a general statement. Now, understand how interchanging word will with would changes the whole meaning of a sentence. Just one word. The next one, would you mind moving a bit? Would you mind moving a bit? That is very polite way of asking somebody to move. So you are in the queue. So you are in the queue and your next person is very much near to you. So you ask him, would you mind moving a bit? Right? That's very polite. A polite way of asking him to move. But if I say, will you mind moving a bit? So that is not very polite. And again, it can be rude depending on the situation. Because I can ask with anger, will you mind moving a bit? But even with the voice, you can't ask, would you mind moving a bit? No, that doesn't match. Would is very polite. You have to, would you mind moving a bit? Then the other person is, yes, I would. But if you say, will you mind moving a bit? Will you mind moving a bit? That is some kind of rude. But it is something like, so it has to come with your facial expressions, the voice and everything to be rude. But when you say, will you mind moving a bit, it is not very polite. That is for sure. Okay. Then third example. Here we can use it is difficult, I would think. It's difficult, I would think. So that is giving my opinion. Almost general statement. Okay, general statement. Giving my opinion. So I can say it's difficult, I would think, because now just think that you are in some company meeting or something. You are presented with the proposal. So somebody asks, what is your opinion, sir? Then you say, it's difficult, I would think. That is giving my opinion. But if I say it is difficult, I will think, that doesn't have any meaning. It's difficult, I will think. No, it doesn't have any meaning at all. Because how can you say that I will think it is difficult? So that means you are not sure about yourself. So that's wrong. Entirely wrong. But when you say it is difficult, I would think, so that is giving my opinion. Then this one I selected again for you. Why would he worry for the Christ's sake? So you are asking, somebody is crying or something, you go and ask, why would he worry for the Christ's sake? Here you know the reason. You still can't believe why he should worry about it. That means just think he has lost his job. So you know the reason. Right? But you are wondering why he is worried about that. So that is how you ask, why would he worry for the Christ's sake? So you can be, it can be Christ's sake or whatever. So, but the thing is, why would he worry for his loss sake? Why would he worry for his loss? Here, he knows the reason. The person who asked the question, he knows the reason. But he is still wondering why he is worrying for that reason. When it comes to will, why will he worry for the Christ's sake? You don't know the reason. And you want to know why. Why will he worry for the Christ's sake? So you don't know the reason. Here when you say would, you know the reason, but you are still wondering why he is worried. And when it comes to will, you don't know the reason. You don't even know whether he should worry or not. Understand? Then another two examples. If she asked me to help, I would. Now see this one, past tense, ask and would. Now here, if she asks me to help, I will. Remember here, present tense. Now if she asks me to help, I would. Note that here the primary action is in the past tense while the conditional action is in future. Okay, that is future but not the simple future. Due to this usage, sometimes would is labeled as the past tense of will. Okay, will is future. Sometimes we say would is the past tense of will. I personally don't think it is a very good definition, because uh, will is also future, would can also be future. In the so how can there be a past tense in the future tense? But that is my personal opinion. But anyway, in standard English grammar, you say would is the past tense of will. But it always doesn't act that way. Now, in some other lesson, I will tell you. We know might, M-I-G-H-T, might is also the past tense of may. But sometimes you use might for some future tenses also. I'm not going to describe here. So here is the same way, will and would are such a couple. So in this sentence, the meaning is very strong. If she asked, definitely he would help, because that is something that happened in the future. That happened in the future, but you had a determination to help her. So you say, if she asked me to help, I would. So I had the determination to help her, but she didn't ask, therefore I didn't help. But when we say, if she asks me to help, I will. Okay, if she asks me to help, now that is something that happens now in the present tense. So this is not very strong. Here, note that there is the here the primary action is in present tense, while the conditional action is in future, and this is not a very strong sentence, because that has not, she has not asked. Now she has the chance to ask. If she asks me to help, I will. I'm telling, okay, I will. So sometimes I will help, sometimes I will not. But here it is very strong. If she asked me to help, she didn't ask. But if she had asked, I would. I would help. Definitely I had a greater determination to help her. Here, she still has the chance to ask me for help. And if she asks, I will help. So that is not very strong. So see the difference. Then this is another example. He won't help me. So you are almost sure that he will not help you. So it is something like this. Just think that you are studying for an exam or something. Your friend comes to you and asks, why don't you get the help from Sam? So you say, he won't help me. So you are almost sure that he will not help you. Okay, just understand with the negation. Now here, sorry, here won't, here wouldn't. With the negation, this one becomes strong. Earlier I would became strong and I will weaken. Here with the negation, he won't become strong and he wouldn't becomes weak. He won't help me means you are 100% sure he is not going to help you. You are almost sure that he will not help you. Then there's another situation. So you failed the exam. Then somebody came and asked, why didn't you ask Sam to help you? That is something happened in the future. Then you believe he wouldn't help me. That is your belief. Just the belief. Either he would help or not. But you just think he wouldn't help you. So you say he wouldn't help me. That is a very kind of a weak expression in the sense weak meaning. So you actually you are not very sure about it, but you just think he wouldn't help you. But when you say he won't help me, here you are very sure. So these are very precise and very concise meanings of this will and would. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the